Your dog's feces smell very bad. Causes. Our dog's stools can give us a lot of information about their health. On a daily basis, it is recommended that we monitor its appearance, its consistency and also its smell, which is the point that we will discuss in this video. In general, a particularly unpleasant and unusual odor indicates a digestive problem that can be due to multiple causes. If you have noticed an unusual smell and wonder why your dog's feces smell very bad, we tell you the most common reasons. 1. Eating problems. Regardless of the chosen diet, the fundamental thing is that it meets the quality criteria and is adapted to the life stage and characteristics of each dog. In this way, we not only cover their nutritional needs, but we also facilitate the use of the ingredients and a good digestion. Thus, we will notice the quality of their depositions. With a good food they will be smaller in size, consistent and with a low odor. Therefore, we can point to diet as a very common cause of unpleasant smelling stools. A poor diet produces bulky stools, of a softer consistency and that, normally, are eliminated in more times. For this reason, sometimes the problem is solved only with a change in food or, if this is good, with eliminating human food that some caregivers give and may not be recommended for dogs. Regardless of the quality of the food, there are other issues to consider in your dog's diet. Sudden changes in your diet can be behind a rapid digestive transit that affects the stoolie. Hence, it is always recommended that any modification be introduced gradually and over several days, precisely to avoid digestive disturbances. A food intolerance to meat, fish, eggs, cereals, etc., also triggers a bad smell. A food that very commonly affects transit is milk. Dogs that are no longer puppies lack the necessary enzyme to digest lactose, and this is precisely what can cause digestive disorders. Sometimes, the stool has a rancid or fetid odor that can be associated with problems in digestion and fermentation processes. Poorly digestible ingredients that require a greater effort from the digestive system and spend more time in it can lead to poor digestion with fermentation, noise, flatulence and foul-smelling stools. Regarding the bad smell in puppies' feces, it is also important to say that a smell of food or light-cut milk can be explained by overfeeding. In these cases, the stool is also abundant and shapeless. It should be solved simply by adjusting the servings to the manufacturer's recommendations. 2. Parvovirus. If your dog is a puppy, especially in its first months of life when it is most vulnerable, any change in its stool should be reported to the veterinarian. In particular, there is a disease that causes stools with an unmistakable smell. It is canine parvovirus, a disease of viral origin, very contagious and serious. In addition to this bad smell, the stool will be diarrheal and, very often, hemorrhagic. It is an emergency that the vet has to attend to immediately. 3. Parasites. Some infestations caused by intestinal parasites can also cause bloody diarrhea, with a different smell than usual. Parasites are more common in puppies or weakened adults, but can affect all types of dogs. Hence the importance of deworming regularly, and that, if clinical signs appear, the vet identifies the parasite for specific treatment. 4. Absorption problems. Sometimes dogs are eating a quality diet, but their feces are especially smelly. Many times they have that smell of sour milk or food that we have already mentioned, and that can be related to absorption problems, usually originating in the small intestine or the pancreas. These dogs are thin and malnourished, although they show an appetite as if they were always hungry, and the feces, in addition to smelling bad, are copious and greasy, sometimes staining the hair around the anus. It is a malabsorption syndrome that will have to be diagnosed and treated by the veterinarian. 5. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. The pancreas plays an important role in digestion, so when it stops producing its enzymes, the dog will not be able to absorb all the nutrients it needs. In this way, as in malabsorption syndrome, the dog will be thin, even if it feels a voracious appetite and eats more than normal. Their stools will be diarrheal, large, grayish in color and musty smelling. The hair around the anus will be oily. This type of stool guides the veterinarian towards this diagnosis. 6. Rapid transit. Any alteration in the digestive system can cause unpleasant smelling stools. In dogs, this situation is not uncommon because they have a tendency to ingest any minimally edible substance with which they are found, such as household or street garbage, any rest of food even if it is in the process of decomposition, plastics, herbs or even dead animals. Although your stomach is well prepared to digest these types of materials, irritations could occur that end up causing rapid transit and, as a consequence, foul-smelling diarrhea. Many times, it is a mild disorder that is solved with a day of a bland diet. The problem is that if the diarrhea is profuse and the dog does not replace the fluids he loses, he could become dehydrated. It is a point of special attention in puppies, in adults weakened for some reason, or in older dogs. In these cases, you have to go to the vet and not risk waiting for it to resolve spontaneously. If you liked this video, share it on your WASP, as well as on your social networks, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now please write us a comment. I send you a big hug. Don't forget to also ask for advice on the link in the description of this video, where it says click here. Thanks.